What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and now the Japanese Grand Prix has just finished. Now, I'm sorry about my mic quality as I'm still away, but Formula 1 doesn't stop, and I want to keep bringing these videos to you after every single race, and I really enjoy doing these videos. That's part of the reason it's continuing, even though I'm away. But a quick spoiler alert, I am going to talk about the results of the race in this video, so if you don't want to know, don't watch the video. Now, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, rating, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. So now let's get into the race. Japanese Grand Prix, absolutely terrible race. Lewis Hamilton has won the race. What a surprise from Rosberg. Who would have ever thought a Mercedes 1-2 in 2015? Wow. And then guess what? A Ferrari, Sebastian Vettel. Then we've got Kimi Raikkonen, Bottas in 5th, Hulkenberg, then Grosjean, Maldonado, Verstappen, and Sainz. That rounds out the top 10. Now, first non-point scorer is Fernando Alonso. Really annoying as a McLaren fan for him not to be scoring points. It's really getting frustrating now, and it's really starting to piss me off. And you will have seen over the last few races with some of the radio messages and after the race, the press conferences, both drivers are getting frustrated a bit with the whole Honda engines. But Fernando has said in a year or two, in a few years or whatever, I don't think he actually said time, McLaren Honda will be the only team challenging Mercedes, he reckoned. So he thinks if he sticks it out, it'll be worth it, and I sure hope it is as a McLaren fan. Then you got Perez, and then Kvyat in 13th after his freaking huge crash in qualifying. He just got greedy and touched the grass, and that was a huge crash. If you haven't seen that already, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what rock you're living under, but that was a freaking huge crash. Go watch it. Then we've got Ericsson and Ricciardo, then Button, Massa. Then we've got Rossi again beating Stevens. Interesting, just he's doing really well, Alexander Rossi. 2 races in a row, he's beaten his teammate. Pretty impressive for a debutant. Then we've got Felipe Nasr, who did retire 3 laps from the finish in last place. He actually still got classified as 4 laps down. Now let's have a quick look at the standings. Unsurprisingly, Hamilton is just pulling away even further at the front. He's up to 277 points, now 48 ahead of Rosberg, who is on 229, who is about 11 points ahead of Sebastian Vettel on 218, and then it's 99 points back to Kimi Raikkonen. The 2 Williams are close in 5th and 6th. Bottas, then Massa's it's actually about 14 points. Then we've got 2 Red Bulls, Ricciardo beating Kvyat. The Force Indias, actually Perez is now ahead of Hulkenberg. Or he was actually already, I think, but he's ahead of Hulkenberg by 1 point actually in the Force Indias. I'm just looking for interesting things. Grosjean is absolutely destroying Maldonado, but that's not surprising because Maldonado crashes in as a pathetic driver. Interestingly, Max Verstappen is beating Carlos Sainz by about 20 points at this stage. That's about all interesting that's happening. Nasr is comfortably leading Ericsson by 8 points at this stage. Then they have 9 and 17 respectively. So that is a lot of points for them. That's about all that has happened in the standings. Now let's actually talk about the race. I've got a few points listed I want to talk about. Now, boring race. I've already established that. The Twitter banter was even crap. I think everyone just fell asleep. It was just a pathetic race. But Lewis Hamilton won the race. I've already said that. Why am I saying that again? My brain. Lewis's pass on Nico is what I'm trying to talk about. I saw Lewis. I don't know what I'm talking about. Lewis's pass on Nico right at the start. Very forceful. I don't know where I sit on that. I kind of think it wasn't exactly fair move running Nico off the track like he did. But I am looking at it from a point of view as I do not like Lewis Hamilton. I prefer Rosberg to win the championship, so I might have a biased opinion on that. Like the Sky team has a biased opinion in probably the opposite way, but I haven't watched their coverage because I am actually on holiday, like I already said. I'm in Austria, so I was watching some German commentary. I think Adrian Sutter was actually commentating, but I don't understand German. But anyway, so I don't know where I sit on that. I didn't think it was a fair move at the time, but I think I'm looking at that from a biased perspective. So I don't know, nothing's happened, so I guess the stewards deem it as fair, so that's how it's going to be. Next thing I want to talk about is the Ricciardo Massa incident. I'm not sure if you really saw it. You definitely saw the aftermath of it, both actually having punctures, but they were going off the start. Ricciardo got an amazing start for once in Australia and getting a good start. Wow, what is happening to the world? But he got a good start, pulled alongside Massa, and then he got squeezed. I think it was by Raikkonen in a sandwich, and he got past Massa, and then they just touched. and it gave Massa a front puncture and Ricciardo a rear puncture, which dropped them way, way back. I think Ricciardo dropped the lap down, and Massa with the front puncture, which is actually a lot worse than a rear puncture, actually dropped 2 laps down because just can't steer the car, really. And they got one wheel, so he dropped a long way down. Absolutely ruined both of their races, unfortunately, for Ricciardo. Now, the next thing is Button. Did you see Button getting absolutely swamped? I think it was by a Ferrari and a Renault. It wasn't even Mercedes power. It was the Sauber of Ericsson. I think it might have been Sainz or Verstappen in the Toro Rosso. They were trying to pass. I think the Toro Rosso were trying to pass the Sauber, and then they're coming up down the main straight, and then they both went either side of Button, like a mobile chicane, as they were trying to have their battle, and Button was just getting in the way. Oh, it was such a bad moment for a McLaren fan like me, like I've already said. Oh, it's horrible. But the next thing I want to talk about was, I've literally got here written on my notes, Nando bitching. I think he said, GP2 engine, GP2, yeah, or something. He was complaining about the engine, saying it's underpowered, like a GP2 engine, not even a Formula 1 engine. He's just complaining, and I think this really shows, and Jenson's been doing it a bit recently, the frustration that the McLaren drivers are having. They're really starting to get sick of it, but they have said they're going to push through. Now, quickly, this has been confirmed, or sort of, after the race. I haven't read too much into it. I just saw it on Facebook or something. Ron Dennis has come out and said that the driver lineup for McLaren next year is going to be Button and Alonso. So that makes me think Button is re-signed and confirmed for next year. Ron Dennis, very high in McLaren. He would know what he's talking about. I think he's team principal. Oh my god, I've just had a mental blank. I'm pretty sure he's team principal now. But he would know. He's come out and said Button and Alonso, I'm pretty sure. I think. That's what I read. I don't know 100%. I've only read it on one side at this stage. I haven't looked too much into it. Let me have a quick look. I haven't heard anything about it. No, there's nothing on Sky at the moment. Oh, wait, no. Yes, Dennis, Button and Alonso to stay. That's me reading right off Sky F1 right now. McLaren boss Ron Dennis has told Sky Sports F1 that Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button will race for the team in 2016. So that is awesome, awesome, awesome news in my opinion, because I am a big Jenson Button fan. Not so much Fernando Alonso, I do like him, but I'm a big Jenson Button fan. That's why I actually follow McLaren, because of JB. That is awesome. So Button is confirmed for next year, which is freaking awesome. So that, another driver confirmed. I am super happy about that. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Let's go back to the race. Japanese Grand Prix. Not exactly an entertaining race. But Ericsson had a big moment. I don't know what happened. It was a spoon. It's like he did in qualifying. He spun off in qualifying, I think, there. Or something. I think he did. And then, my brain just stopped working. He had a big moment there. I don't know. He sort of half spun it. Didn't get in the gravel or anything. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. That was a bit weird. And then the last thing I want to talk about is Stevens' drift through 130R. What the hell was going on there? I didn't get a good look at it, but all I could see was Stevens going sideways through 130R. Just getting the camera to look at that sideboard. The sponsors. Get the sponsors out there. But he almost took out his teammate Rossi in the process. I didn't really see it. I don't know what the hell happened there, but yeah, that's about all. That's all that's happened. That's all I've got to talk about. It was just a terrible, terrible race. Driver of the day, it has to be Lewis Hamilton, even though I hate him. He had a faultless race, really. No one else stood out either, so he just had a faultless race. Nothing really there. So now, the fun part, comparing the results to my predictions. Well, it's a fun part for you, I guess. I'm not looking forward to this because I think I got them terribly, terribly wrong. So, I predicted Rosberg would win. It was Hamilton. Then I predicted Hamilton was actually Rosberg. Then in third place, I predicted Kvyat, who finished 13th. Vettel finished third. Then I predicted Ricciardo in fourth, who was actually in 15th. Then I predicted Vettel in fifth, who was in third. Then I predicted Sainz in sixth, who was in 10th. I predicted Verstappen 7th, actually 9th. I predicted Perez 8th, who finished 12th. I predicted Grosjean 9th, who finished 7th. So I've actually got Verstappen and Grosjean exactly around the wrong way. Flip them over, I would have got some right. I predicted Hülkenberg in 10th, he finished 6th. That's a good result for him, actually. Massa, I predicted 11th. Where did Massa finish? 17th. A little wrong there. I predicted Nazar, the Sauber driver, in 12th, actually DNF'd. I predicted Bottas in 13th, who was actually 5th. Predicted Button 14. Button was 16. Ericsson 15, who was actually 14. Rossi, then Stevens in 16th and 17th. They were actually 18 and 19. I got the manners around the right way, but they were 18th and 19th, so 16th and 17th. I predicted Raikkonen, Alonso, and Maldonado with DNF. Alonso, because I thought the Honda engine would go kaput. Maldonado, because I don't need to explain that one, really. And then Raikkonen, because I just had this feeling for some reason I couldn't fit him anywhere else in my predictions. But Raikkonen actually finished 4th. Alonso did actually finish in 11th, just out of the points, and Maldonado actually finished in the points, in 8th place, surprisingly. So, I come to the conclusion that I do not have the ability to predict a race. I didn't even get a single one right. Wow, I am bad at this, but that's only my first ever attempt at doing that. But, that's really, really bad predictions. Hopefully I can do a bit better in Sochi, which is going to be another boring race, I reckon. Sochi, I have not liked the track since they brought it in. It's just been boring. There's nothing to it. It's just a crap track. Just a crap track. Nothing good's going to happen. Hamilton's going to win. Then Rosberg, then Vettel. It's just going to be the same. Lewis Hamilton's going to pull away, pretty much put himself, might as well just give him the trophy now. It's like, it's just really frustrating. I think the next race is going to be terrible as well. Maybe we'll get a bit better when we get to Coda, Mexico and Brazil, and Abu Dhabi. The last 4 should be actually alright. I'm not sure about Coda, but I reckon it'll be good at Mexico, and Brazil's usually alright. And I like Abu Dhabi, good race at the end of the season, but Sochi's going to be terrible the next one. But after that, it should be alright. But this is a shit race. I absolutely hated it. Lewis Hamilton, driver of the day. My predictions, all wrong. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm assuming you didn't enjoy the race. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like, rating, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.